Now live from Palin Music Studios in Springfield, Missouri, it's Wake Up with Greg. Here's your host, Greg.
Hey, good morning everyone, and welcome to Wake Up with Greg. I am your host, Greg Rosander with Palin Music Center, and I am happy to be here with you, hanging out, having some fun, showing off some really cool instruments today. So welcome to the show. For those of you who don't know, I'm here every weekday morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, right here on our Palin Music Band and Orchestra YouTube channel to share the internet's coolest instruments with you. These are instruments that are available for you to purchase on our website at palinmusic.com or by giving us a call at 417-882-7006 or check out our Reverb page as well. We've got some really cool instruments today. These two of the three instruments you have not seen on this show before ever because they are brand new, hot off the truck. They just arrived yesterday. I'm super excited to share them with you first before I share them with anybody else. So this is a premiere preview, sneak peek, whatever you want to call it. But these are, it's just going to be an awesome day. I'm super excited. It's Thursday today. Sun is shining outside, no rain in the forecast, which we kind of need some rain, but you know, we'll take what we can get. It's hot, I know that, it's been hot, and I know my folks out in California are sweating. It's super hot out there, as it always is in the summer. And hey, man, you guys need to give your thoughts and prayers out to Ruidoso, New Mexico. I mean, that place has been evacuated. It is on fire, the whole thing. Huge, crazy wildfires out there. So for those of you out in New Mexico, we're thinking about you. I hope you're getting through it safe. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So anyway, that just came to mind. And you know what? What else? I forgot, and I apologize. I'm just not really good at this kind of stuff. Yesterday was Juneteenth. I forgot to mention Happy Juneteenth to everyone out there. So anyway, there it is. Tenacious G. I love that new nickname. I think I'm going to roll with Peyton's on board today. Gregorino, that's a new one I haven't heard. Mike is here. Max is here. Good morning. Vincent, my brother, is here. Mom is here. Everybody's here. Where's Sax Boy or Average Metal? What is Enjoyer. Average Metal Enjoyer. That's right. I don't know where he is this summer, but we need to get him back on board. So yeah, what are we doing? We're just showing some really cool instruments today. Plus, I've got some fun stuff to share, some music and some wisdom, and yeah, just things I'm interested in. Think you'll be interested in, and we've got the live stream chat going on. So please ask your questions, leave your comments. Anything you want to know about the instruments I'm showing or the music that I share or just comments in general. But, you know, as always, I ask please keep it kind, please keep it polite, professional, appropriate for a family audience. And, you know, don't commandeer the chat with unnecessary blah, blah garbage. So whatever that means, take it for what it's worth. I love having you here. I love chatting and interacting with you. It makes it a lot more fun for all of us, I think. So let's do that. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. Where are you out there? For those of you who don't know, we're here in Springfield, Missouri. So that's where our headquarters is, right here in our studio. And yeah, so that's what's going on for today. Just a simple thing to ask of you. Hit the like, share, subscribe, and comment buttons. All of those, the subscribe, we made it into the 1410s, so we're inching up towards that 1500. Today is episode 88. 88, wow. 88, man, we're getting close to that big 100. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So please share this show with everybody and anybody you know you think that might love this show or just enjoy it or have some fun. So sax players, trumpet players, trombone players, watching from Polo Park. Where's Polo Park, Mom? I have no idea where that is. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to have some fun today. Let's do this, shall we? But before we dig into all of the cool, fun stuff, let's say good morning to Jordan. Good morning, Jordan.
Good morning, Greg.
We're going to sing it this morning. Hey, Jordan. Good morning. All right.
That kind of ties into your cool thing later.
Yes. I've got some fun stuff, some fun music and fun things today. So pretty excited about that. You got big weekend plans coming up? The weekend's almost here.
No big plans. Just gonna be hanging out.
Me neither. It's probably gonna be more yard work. Seems to be what I'm doing all these days. Oh, Polo Park down the street. Okay, I remember now. Ah, I've slept since then. All right, let's dig in, shall we? Let's look at some cool horns. Get the fancy gloves on.
Let's do it. While you suit up, why don't you tell us about your shirt and watch
Suit
today?
up, talk about the shirt and watch. The shirt, you've seen it before. This is one of my Caribbean shirts, kind of a light green. I think this one's, what is it, the material, rayon or something like that? I don't know. Got the big kind of, I think these are called elephant ears or palm fronds. I don't know, some kind of cool shirt. My dear Aunt Janie gave me this one. She's helped me get some really cool shirts these last few years. So love you, Aunt Janie. Hope you're doing well out there. If you're watching, thank you so much. And so that's the shirt. It's a Caribbean shirt. Love it. And then the watch, you've seen it before if you've been watching the show. If you haven't, I always talk about my watches because there's a lot of watch geeks out there like me that collect watches. This is my Timex Marlin, vintage inspired. Got the kind of metallic vintage green face with the gold case and the alligator strap. So yeah, one of my all-time favorites, by the way, and affordable. It was a pretty inexpensive watch. It's mechanical, so you have to wind it up, which I love, you know, because then you don't have to worry about batteries and all that stuff. Old school, that's me. All right, let's dig in, shall we? That's the shirt and watch. Let's talk about some horns. If you know me, you know that I have a deep and abiding love for all things Ramponi and Kazani. You've seen these cases before, beautiful suede leather case. So we have in here an alto saxophone of the Solista models. And this is a special one because this is one without a high F sharp. So kind of catering to the vintage horn player that prefers a horn without the F sharp key. But my gosh, this is, I mean, still, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful saxophones made today. And just look at that, it is so gorgeous. So what do we have here, folks? This is the Solista. So what we've got is a high-end, professional-grade, handmade Italian saxophone. You know, hey, those of you sax players out there, tell me what your favorite saxophone brand is. Do you have a brand or model that you guys play that you like the most? Are you familiar, other than on this show, familiar with the Ramponi and Kazani? Let me know what you think. So what do we have? We have a beautiful, this is a solid copper saxophone. Now you're saying, no, that's gold, Greg. But no, it's copper, and then it's 24 karat gold plated. So that just gives you just a dark, rich, luscious, chocolatey, like, let's call it like hot chocolate. I like it. Hot chocolate sound, okay, with marshmallows and maybe a little dash of peppermint schnapps. Who knows? But all right, so solid copper body, bright, beautiful satin, 24 karat gold plating finish. Of course, high grade mother of pearl key touches. We have, what's really interesting on this is we have black pads. Now, I don't know if you can see it. I'm going to try to, there you go. You can see those black pads for really interesting and stunning contrast. High grade Italian leather pads with, I think the tone boosters are, they may be copper, they may be brass, but they're metal regardless. So we've got really solid tone boosters, beautiful Italian leather pads in black. And then with the gold plating, we have the accented copper key guards. Okay, so you got the key guard there on the bell keys and the bottom C, and then on the back, we have the key guard as well. So just some very subtle, subtle highlights in copper to just give it a really interesting look. It's going to be hard to see. I'm going to get as close as I can on there. The hand engraved bell with the kind of an Art Deco inspired theme on there, saying the Solista with Ramponi and Kazani. You really need to see it in person to just believe it and understand it and realize how beautiful it is, because it's not really translating on the screen, at least that I can tell. So trust me, it's gorgeous. We have the adjustable thumb hook, high F sharp. Oh, actually, no, this one does not have the high F sharp seat. So you can see gap there. There's no high F sharp key there. So that doesn't matter. If you know how to play, you can hit that high F sharp without it. You got the front F nicely contoured, nicely ergonomically built. It has all the fine adjustments. So this is old world craftsmanship with modern facility and mechanism. We've got a 4-point bell brace on there, so really secure. Not enough things that I can say about the gorgeousness of this horn. It's a gorgeous piece. Tenacious G. Thanks. Oh, Uncle Ken is here. Ghost is back. Love that you guys are here. Is it Custody? Defender? Protege. All right. Love it. So one more time. Oh, we've got the olive wood neck plug at the top there. So really cool, unique feature from Ramponi. And then the neck and mouthpiece. The mouthpiece is a hard rubber mouthpiece. The neck matches the horn in the gold plating with a copper key on the octave key. So top of the line horn, absolutely stunning. I've got 2 of them in stock. This one without the F sharp, and then I have one with the F sharp if you have a preference. Does the copper make a difference to the sound? Yes, it does 100%, because copper is a metal that is pretty resistant to it doesn't resonate very well, so it takes a bit more push air-wise to get that metal to start moving and to vibrate. But once it does, oh my gosh, the warmth and the color of the tone is just, ooh, it's yummy. This is the only thing I can say. I love a copper horn personally. I just think they're outstanding. And then the gold plating on it just gives it an added layer of depth and color and richness to the tone. So yeah, all the metals that that the saxophones and trumpets and everything are made out of, every different metal and combination of metals will affect the tone in one way or another. Now, that being said, the bulk of the tone is produced by the player and their mouthpiece setup and whatnot. So you can affect that greatly in many directions depending upon, whether you're using an open or a closed mouthpiece, whether you're using a stiff reed or a flexible reed, whether you're using a type of ligature. All of those factor in to creating the sound of a saxophone. So, but just basing it on what it's made out of, you can gear your sound to that based on what sound characteristics you're looking for. So that's what I suggest. So once again, the Solista, no F sharp, alto sax, palinmusic.com, 417-882-7006, or check out our Reverb page as well. It's all about the lips. Well, that's pretty true. Especially, like with woodwind instruments, saxophones, flutes, clarinets, the lip does play quite a bit of a part, but much more so on brass instruments like trumpets, trombones, flugelhorns, French horns, and that kind of stuff, because you're producing the sound, you're making the vibration which moves the air with your lips, whereas with a woodwind instrument, that reed is what is producing the vibration to make that sound. So a little bit different, but they all have an impact for sure. What's your preferred sax metal? Mine, Peyton? Well, like I said, I prefer a copper or a bronze, but I mean my tenor sax, which is the only sax I have left in my arsenal at home now, is a silver-plated saxophone, and it's brass. It's a vintage 1952, approximately, Con 10M, what they call the Naked Lady or Lady Face series. Top horn of the day, so absolutely love it. Sandeep Nepali is here. Welcome. Hello, sir. Thank you for joining the show. We just finished showing our first saxophone instrument of the day. So next up, we're going to dive into some
music.
Jordan's quick on the draw today. I think he must have had his coffee this morning.
A little bit. We're just getting so good at this, we finish each other's sentences.
Yeah, that's right. We're simpatico.
Yeah.
We play off of each other. We're almost one and the same now. We can just, go with it. All right. So the song, the music that I want to recommend for you today comes from a film, and I'm going to be talking about these films a little bit more after that, but this is just one of my favorite movies of all times. It's such a fun comedy romp starring Ewan McGregor and Renee Zellweger, and I just realized this movie is already 20 years old, and I feel like it just came out like a few years ago. So time is flying, guys, and I'm getting old in the process. So, but the song is called "Here's to Love" from the movie Down with Love. All right, so there it is. As you know, I'm not going to be able to play the song for you because I guess we got in a little bit of trouble doing that on Monday. So we don't want to cause any rifts in the music community here. So I can only show it to you and tell you that it is going to be on the playlist, the Wake Up with Greg playlist I've created for you all on Spotify. That is a public playlist. You can all access it. Has all of the songs that I've recommended to date on there. So we've got well over 80 songs now, probably over 90, because not only have I recommended songs each episode, but I have also added a few related songs or songs maybe I've mentioned, but didn't really focus on. But this is a really fun song. So Down with Love is a movie that is kind of a not a satire or parody bit, but more an homage to the kind of pillow talk style movies of the 60s, Rock Hudson, Doris Day kind of thing. So really kind of cheeky and just fun. But if you're into like mid-century modern decorating, you got to watch this movie just for the scenery and the sets. I mean, they're just so classic and amazing. The apartment that the character Catcher Block lives in, I mean, you call it a bachelor pad, and it's got all of the electronic gadgets of, his stereo system and his hidden bar and the TVs. This is super, super cool. Anyway, and the music is so much fun from this movie. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more later. But this song I'm adding to the playlist right now called Here's to Love, sung by Ewan McGregor and Renee Zellweger. If you don't know, those two are very musically talented as well as talented actors in their own right. So I think you'll love it. It's a lot of fun. It's, that kind of 60s swing, Dean Martin-esque kind of song, Judy Garland, so on and so forth. But adding it to the playlist right now for Wake Up with Greg. And so you'll be able to listen to that anytime you want. We're getting up there to about, 8 hours worth of music on that playlist already. So, man, pretty soon it'll be long enough you can listen to it all week and never repeat a song. So that'll be cool. Max, I often struggle to tell the difference between Greg and Jordan. Well, I can understand that. We could be related. Who knows? Sandeep says, love your videos. I am from Nepal. How amazingly cool is that? Nepal? I think you're our first viewer from that part of the world. So excited to have you here. Thank you for letting us know where you are. And Peyton, they just look so much alike. Well, yeah, we do. We're both just really good looking guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Jordan knows. We're good looking.
Sometimes I run the show by myself and people have no idea.
It's true. So true. All right. Hi from Palin Springfield. Charlie Parker in the house. Good morning, brother. All right. So let's get into instrument number 2. I get my fancy gloves back on here. Now, this is a really, really exciting horn because this is brand new, like I said, brand new, hot off the truck, but also brand new to the saxophone world. Now, let me give a, brand new to the saxophone world, but with a qualifier or a caveat. I don't know what the word is. I'm struggling with the words today, but this is a model that has been around forever. This is the Yamaha 62 series, the YTS 62, which is Yamaha's flagship saxophone. They've been making it for decades. It's been one of the best, most reliable, kind of a universal standard saxophone for modern saxophones, for sure. But kind of, I would say, Yamaha's Mark VI, if you will. But they came out with some new finishes for the 62 for the first time in decades, I think, really. And, Yamaha is not really known for like all kinds of super exciting finishes. I mean, they've got some silver horns and some black lacquer horns, but that's pretty much it, pretty understated. And this one is understated as well, but in an extremely elegant and beautiful way. So let's just dig into it, shall we? The case is their standard 62 style case, kind of the cloth-sided hardshell case, backpack style, with all the zippers and everything. The modern case design that most people seem to love. I'm personally not a big fan of all the zippers and stuff, but that's just me. I'm a little bit old school in that regard. Oop, I left it in the bag, but that's okay. That even shows just how much new this is. This is a true unboxing, folks. So let me carefully undress this saxophone. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Okay, but look at this. Okay, you're probably from where you're sitting, you're just looking, well, it's just another gold saxophone. But for Yamaha, this is a departure from the norm, and it's really beautiful. This dark cognac or coffee style lacquer that they've got on here is just so elegant and beautiful. It's just rich in color. Man, it looks like a glass of whiskey, if I'm being honest. I mean, man, make an old fashioned out of that, right? You know, a little smoked old fashioned, and just enjoy it in a smoky bar, right? Okay, I'm going crazy. I said this is a family show. Here I am talking about alcohol and smoking. All right. So this is the Yamaha 62, but look at the contrast with that beautiful hand engraving on there that really pops out from behind that just really rich, dark cognac lacquer. I absolutely love this horn. So the 62 model alto and tenor are available in this finish, and they've also made them now available in an unlacquered finish, which we have on order. We haven't received them yet. And then they've added some of these finishes to their upper end horns, the 875 custom and the 82Z as well. So, man, if you like beautiful finishes and a beautiful horn, too much handsome. That's why Jordan has to stay off camera. I know, internet couldn't handle it. 100%. Mom says one of you is. All right. So this is the Yamaha YTS 62 Mark IIIA for amber finish. They call it amber. So what are the features? You know the features on these already. High F sharp, front F, poster rib construction, detachable bell, adjustable thumb hook, beautiful hand engraving, mother of pearl key touches. It looks like a 3-point, but it's actually a 2-point bell to body brace, which I think is kind of interesting. But really just classic performance saxophone. This is one of those horns that will do anything and everything you want it to do. All styles of music, everything from traditional, legit classical, symphonic, orchestral, concert band kind of music to definitely your jazz combo, big band, swing, pop, rock, funk, R&B, you name it. This horn can do it. So this is the Yamaha YTS 62 in the new amber finish, live on our website right now at palinmusic.com, or by giving me a call at 417-882-7006, or checking out our Reverb page. So check this horn out, because guys, I'm so happy with Yamaha right now in regards to this saxophone and these finishes. I love that they're finally doing something new. So super cool, amazing and beautiful saxophone. Come and get it. I would love to ship one of these to you today, right? Okay. So that's horn number 2. Ooh, I want that. Yeah, I want one too, honestly. I just want one of everything when it comes to the saxophones. I used to have a whole bunch, sold them all. Sometimes you can just have too many saxophones.
That makes sense.
I mean, I can. You guys can't. You can buy all you want. Get them all. Get them all. All right. What's next, Jordan?
All right, why don't you show us something cool?
All right. So as I was alluding to with my musical selection for the day, I wanted to share the films of that feature the composer and the scores written by the incomparable Mark Shaman. Mark Shaman is a legendary, there's my word, legendary. I'm just going to just roll with it. You know what? If you need me to have a new vocabulary, send me some words to use. Otherwise, I'm sticking with what I got. All right, so I picked 3 of his films, and I know I've talked about at least 2 of these films on the show before, and the third one. I think these, well, at least I'm sure one of these, you know what? I don't know for sure. I haven't looked it up, but I need to. the Criterion Collection, which are films that stand the test of time and need to be seen by anyone and everyone. But the first one that pops up, Sleepless in Seattle, okay? Classic Tom Hanks, Meg Ryan movie. Funny thing about that is that these two never meet until the very end of the movie, so their screen time together is only about like 5 minutes in the entire film, which is really interesting. But why Mark Shaman is, Mark Shaman has a knack for capturing that classic vintage Hollywood sound of like the 50s and 60s in such a beautiful way, and with vibrant, energetic scores that are just full of strings and horns but lively and energetic. You know, a lot of the different composers kind of have their wheelhouse that they gravitate towards, you know, where they're more horn focused or they're more string focused or whatever. But with Mark Shaman, he's got so much arsenal to deal with that he's just fantastic. So Sleepless in Seattle, which I've talked about the soundtrack. So we've talked about the difference between soundtracks and scores. Soundtracks are music that has been compiled to use that help tell the story of the movie. A sound or a score is music that was written specifically for the movie. So they can be two or one and the same, but they are often more times different. So the score for this was done by Mark Shaman, but the music, I mean, we've got a ton of classic songs on here. Bye Bye Blackbird, In the Wee Small Hours of the Morning, Making Whoopee. I mean, Gene Autry singing Back in the Saddle Again. I mean, Jimmy Durante singing As Time Goes By. I mean, just so full of great classic American music that is just so much fun. But the score is what we're talking about here with Mark Shaman, and it's fantastic and really captures the feeling of the movie and kind of harkens back to that earlier time. The next one, which is the one I was just talking about for the song, and I'm going to add one more song onto the playlist, and it's going to be from this movie, Down with Love. The song that I'm going to add is called Barbara Arrives. Barbara Novak and Catcher Block are the two characters in this movie. And this is the movie that actually brought Mark Shaman to my attention, and just the skill and energy that he puts into a score is just outstanding. Now, there's a lot of again, the soundtrack is different than the score on this one. So you've got some Michael Bublé on here. You've got Xavier Cugat. You've got, gosh, what's her name? Anyway, a Latin singer from the 60s. I'm blanking right now. But anyway, a lot of fun music on there as well. But check out the film because it's so much fun. It's, like I said, kind of an homage to that Rock Hudson, Doris Day, Pillow Talk kind of movie, kind of cheeky and fun and romantic and just laughter and all that good stuff. So Down with Love is number 2. And then number 3, which, you know, we've talked about Disney stuff before, is Mary Poppins Returns. And the score on this is outstanding. And again, Mark Shaman captured that classic Disney sound from the original Mary Poppins. In fact, there's a lot of kind of hints of the music from that original movie. What was that, in the early 60s, late 50s? When did the original Mary Poppins come out? I think it's early 60s, like 63, I want to say, maybe somewhere around there. And this is not, for those of you who don't know, this is not a remake, this is a sequel. So it takes place, I think, 20 years after the original movie. The kids are all grown up and dealing with life as parents and adults. So Emily Blunt does a phenomenal job in this film, and I absolutely love her. She can do no wrong in my eyes. But the score is what we're talking about here. The score by Mark Shaman is, man, just outstanding. It's so much fun. It captures all of that authentic feel from that time period. And Mark Shaman's done a ton of other stuff. I mean, he's done some more modern stuff. He's conducted the Academy Awards. I think he's won Academy Awards. I have to check and see what he's won for. But he's done TV shows. He's done, concert videos for different, like Mariah Carey. He's done a few of her concert videos, and a variety of other things, some animated stuff as well. The guy's just so great. So here they are, 3 films featuring the scores and musical talents of Marc Shaiman. Look him up if you don't know who he is. You can get all the details, but Mary Poppins Returns, Sleepless in Seattle, Down with Love, 3 of my favorite films. I know you're gonna love them, and I know you're going to love the music because it's so much fun. All right. Peyton says, I love Saving Mr. Banks. I love that movie too. It is a fantastic movie telling the story of how Walt Disney acquired the rights to the Mary Poppins story from, and I'm going to blank on her name right now, but the lady who wrote the Mary Poppins stories, and she was like holding on to those stories with an iron fist, and it took a lot for Walt Disney to pry it out of her hands before she would trust him with it. So very, very fun. All right, so Saving Mr. Banks, check that one out as well. Let's dig into the last horn. Super special horn. We've had this one on order for, gosh, somewhere between 8 to 12 months, I think. Greenhoe is the company we're talking about here. This is the partner company with Schilke. Schilke makes the really high-end professional trumpets, and then Greenhoe is their trombone company, 100% American-made in, don't quote me, I want to say Wisconsin, maybe Indiana, but it's somewhere up there. So what do we have here? We have, this is the model GC4 1R. All right, so let's just open this up and show you what we've got. It was really interesting unboxing this yesterday because Greenhoe ships these things, each individual component individually wrapped and in its separate package. So they don't just ship it in a case like everybody else does. You have to unbox this thing and then assemble it and then put it in the case. So I've already done that part of it for you because otherwise this show would be an hour long. But let's check the horn out and show you what we've got. This is really, really beautiful, guys. This is the Greenhoe GC4 1R professional trombone, and it is just stunning. So what do we have here? We have a red brass 2-piece bell. Now we talk about 1-piece bells and 2-piece bells, and basically what the difference in that is with the 2-piece, and I don't even know if you can see it, there's a very, very thin, subtle line right here on the bell. So what we have is we have a medium gauge bell flare with a lightweight, light gauge, excuse me, I'm blanking on the stem. They call this part the stem. Okay, let me get my hand out of the way here. So this is the stem of the bell, which is, you know, the narrow part, and then we have the flare, okay? So we've got a medium weight to a lightweight, so it gives you a little bit different balance, a little different sound and projection. We have it's an 8.5 inch diameter bell, red brass, and we've talked about the differences between the red brass, the gold brass, the yellow brass, bronze, and so on. So we have a red brass bell there, beautiful. Yellow brass, everything else on the tubing. We have the Greenhoe rotor, which is their traditional rotor on there. What's really cool, this has got their traditional cap on there, but you can apparently get this with a Lexan or acrylic cap so you can see the rotor inside, which is kind of cool. But this is definitely a modular horn. You can see right here we have the screws where the bell comes off, and you can change out the bells and do different things. You can also, you can't change out the rotor section on this like you can on some horns. But we've got the nickel silver appointments on all of that. Is it a reverse? No. Yes, it is a reverse lead, not reverse lead, but reverse tuning slide on that. So you get a very free blowing, less resistant horn there. Okay, so that's the upper half of the horn. Let's get to the hand slide section here. Put this carefully back in the case. It's a tight fit, which is good. Will definitely protect the horn. All right, let's get the slide out here. All right, so then what do we have with the slide? We have a rose brass. So we've got red brass and rose brass. The rose brass, I believe, is between gold and red. So a little bit more copper than gold, a little less than red. So again, it all just plays into the sound and feel of the horn. Everything else is nickel silver on this. The crook at the bottom is nickel silver. We've got the traditional water key on there, all nickel silver at the top. This does come with 2 interchangeable lead pipes, which allow you to customize the feel and playability of the horn. Alberto is here, would love to give that a test drive. Come on by, brother, and check this one out, because this is an absolutely amazing horn. What else am I missing? Did I get it all? Interchangeable lead pipes. Yeah, that's it. I've got all of the features there. It's got the little kind of Williams style kind of curve right there on the hand slide for a little bit more comfort. The lead pipes, I don't know if this one is going to come out easily or not. Certainly not with these gloves on. Yeah, I'm not going to try and do that with the gloves. It's not going to go anywhere. But this is the lead pipe that comes out, so you get 2 others to exchange different lengths, which give you a different resistance and feel to the horn. I haven't actually moved the slide, but you can't hear it, which tells you this is as smooth as silk, guys, which is exactly what you want on a pro trombone. So that there, the Greenhoe GC4-1R. Let me show you the bell on this one more time, if I can get that out of there carefully, and show you, again, not a lot of fancy engraving or adornment on this, but there's the Greenhoe logo hand engraved on the bell. Really cool. You've got the kind of back-to-back G's there to represent the Greenhoe. So love it. Hope you love it too. Like I said, this just came in yesterday, and I'm not even sure if I've got it up on the site yet, because we got to take photos of this just right after this show so that we can get it up on the website. But if you don't see it right away, it'll be there later today. And if you don't see it later today, give me a call, because I still sell it to you without it being on the website. So we can certainly do that as well. So that is the Greenhoe GC4-1R for red brass. We've got another one coming in yellow brass, which should be here soon. And then we've got some bass trombones coming from Greenhoe as well. A lot of these high-end kind of boutique companies take a while to get their horns. It's taken us, our first order took us a year to get, and every time we order a new one, it takes almost another year to get them. So get them while they're hot and while I've got them, because it's going to take you a while to get the next one once we sell this one. So that's true of a lot of the horns. So that is the last horn of the day. So we had a really cool trombone, really cool couple of saxophones. And yeah, so we've got visitors from Nepal on the show. I can't tell you how excited I am about that. You guys have been really active on the chat, which I love. Yeah, with the Mark Shaman I've talked about, if you have, let me know what other composers you like for movie music. I have certainly some favorites of mine, but I'd like to hear who you like for their music, their film music specifically. All right, so that's the last horn. That's the something cool. That's the music. Let's what do we do?
What? Share some wisdom.
Share some wisdom. The brain, it's fading, guys. Maybe I need some ginkgo or something to kind of wake up the brain. All right, so this quote comes from, what are some words other than iconic and legendary I can use to describe?
Well, I don't know who they are, so I can't.
Artist? This is, I'm just going to say it. It's John Coltrane. Mm-hmm. For those of you in the saxophone world and in the jazz world, and even outside of both of those worlds, John Coltrane should be a household name. He is one of the most influential and respected saxophone players of the middle part of the 20th century. He passed away in 1967, born in 1927, I think, if that's not, I'm not positive on that. But turns out he shares a birthday with my little brother, September 23rd. Mark, my brother, and John Coltrane. 2 great guys born on the same day. How cool is that? Tenor sax player, soprano sax player. Like I said, he played with Miles Davis, amongst many, many others, was a fantastic solo artist of his own right. And like I said, one of the most influential, probably, in the top 5 most influential sax players of all time, up there with Charlie Parker and Coleman Hawkins and a few others. So here's what John Coltrane says about music. I think that music, being an expression of the human heart or of the human being itself, does express just what is happening, the whole of human experience at the particular time that it is being expressed. Deep thoughts. That takes some thinking and some contemplating and whatnot. Let me give it to you one more time. I think that music, being an expression of the human heart or of the human being itself, does express just what is happening, the whole of human experience at the particular time that it is being expressed. Deep thoughts by John Coltrane, folks. I'm going to have to ponder that one a little bit myself because I think it's really true, really interesting, really thought-provoking. So there you go. There you have it. That is my wisdom for the day. That is the show for the day. All the horns, all the fun, all the goodness and greatness that we have here. So why don't we say we wrap this up and send you on your day, on your way. And I'll be back here tomorrow morning, 8:30 a.m. Central Time, right here on our Palin Band and Orchestra channel. And just as a reminder, if you're not able to watch this live, the recorded episodes are available on YouTube to watch anytime you want. You can watch them over and over and over and over again, so we can get those numbers up. Yes. All right. So let's leave you with this, guys. Helping people make meaningful music is what we do. And when you're ready, I'm here for you too. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.